Thank you.
All rise for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mrs. Schultz is going to have a little skit up here on stage with a couple kids, right?
Hello, everyone. Just as an encore performance from our very successful production of Frozen Junior 2 weeks ago, I have Jackson Counts here, who is going to sing In Summer from You as Olaf. Here's Jackson.
That's why we're here. That was good. That was very good. All right. Minutes reflect that Amador had a previous engagement before we changed the meeting. And we was changed because of parent teacher conference. Everybody else is present. Elementary principal's report.
So I had an opportunity today to see Amador. He came to our building today as part of the Port Jervis Rotary and presented all of our third graders with dictionaries. It was very nice. Both he and two other Rotarians came in. They had a nice presentation, and all of our third graders got dictionaries to bring home to their families, so, and for them to use also. So I want to personally thank Amador and our Port Jervis Rotary and our connections with them. The Port Jervis Rotary also reaches out to the junior senior high school, where we utilize them as part of our Interact Club. So we're the high school of the Port Jervis Rotary. So that happened today. You saw the encore presentation from Frozen Junior. That took place here from the 7th through the 9th. On November 15th, we had our first quarter honors award, and I'd like to thank Mrs. Dutcher and Mrs. Smith. We're both in attendance for that, along with Dr. Morgano, where we recognized our K2 for our first time this year, and along with our 3 through 6 graders in ELA, reading, writing, handwriting, math, science, social studies, and we also had special area recognition for them also. So that went very well. This passed on the 18th, a couple days ago, our Faculty Association provided a luncheon for our support staff, so I'd like to recognize them and thank them for providing that luncheon for our support staff. Upcoming in the month of December, we're doing, I think it's the first grade is doing a pajama drive. So any new pajamas that could be donated to the school, I believe it's for any age, child or adult, male or female. They're accepting donations to the school, and for every pajama that is donated, a scholastic book will be provided. So I thought that was a very good thing for our school. Today we had an assembly presented by David Jack to all of the students pre-K through 6. It was a wonderful performance. He did a very whimsical, unique presentation of the holidays of Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and Ramadan. So it was with singing and dancing. Dr. Morgano was there also for that. And Mrs. Van Haeg and Mrs. Hazen were driving the sleigh. I believe they did a good job driving our sleigh. And lastly, our PTA have a couple more events upcoming. They have our annual Scholastic Book Fair that's going to be taking place here from December 2nd through the 6th, and our holiday fair will be on December 12th. And we have a busy schedule ahead from now until the holidays, but I'd just like to thank everybody for their, especially the PTA, our staff, for really coming together and making sure that this year has been a very successful year to start so far. So thank you.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? High school principal.
Well, fall athletic season has come to a close, and we actually sent 6 runners to Plattsburgh for the state championships. And we had 2 with personal best records. So they actually did very well. And then our varsity girls soccer ended up with league champions. And then our girls cross country also were league champions. So they were very successful with all of our sports. And the biggest thing we have upcoming is technology. We will be doing the Chromebook parent presentation on December 3rd, and that will start at 6 p.m. here. And what that is, basically what I've designed is to introduce Google and why we're going to Chromebooks and the purpose of the class in the school, introduce that to the public, and to answer any questions or concerns that parents might have, because we do know having a device in their hand sometimes is a little scary. But moving to the 21st century, we definitely have to do that. We've done a lot with technology. We have Mr. Glantz, our social studies teacher, has been doing several different trainings. One was Hapara. He also did Newsy LA. And Hapara is very important because that is the way for us as educators to watch what our lovely students are doing in real time on the Chromebooks. So to make sure they are focused and they are doing academic endeavors. Along with that, we have started Remind. I don't know if anybody is familiar with that. We have an education now licensed with Remind. So, if you would like to join and get announcements from the junior and senior high school, I put that on there. Just go to the Remind app, enter the code 81010, and that will give you real-time announcements. So we are working towards that. With having the educational license, it is to ensure that all of the staff members using Remind, we're all under one umbrella. And then again, it's not like Big Brother is watching you, but it's just to make sure everybody's protected, and that also follows SEPA and FERPA and all of our data privacy issues. And that's, it's just a good thing to have. We were lucky enough, Roxanne Curley invited Pete Scalia to come in on October 30th, and he did a great presentation on investigative work for the state police. And it's not really as being a policeman, but understanding how to look at an accident and see what happens, how fast they're going. So it uses the math, it uses the science. He's all over the country working on that, and the kids, I think, got some ideas on how to do criminal justice jobs, employment, but not necessarily being a police officer. And then the last thing that it was very fun, we went to Miss Pratchler, Miss Guerin, and I, we took juniors and seniors to Sullivan County Community College for their fair day. So it was interesting. The kids did an amazing job because we let them go. They went to lots of tables and got lots of information. They weren't huddled in a corner. They were off on their own for a good solid hour asking those important questions. Plus it helped, they were giving away swag. So they got pins and bags and stuff like that, so that helped. We do have two big upcoming dates. On Monday, the 25th, we are going to do the first quarter academic honors assemblies. There are going to be 3 of them, so that we can honor the academic achievements of our 7th through 12th grade. So we're doing like 3 little assemblies just to say you did a great job, keep up the work. And the other thing we have in December 11th is our winter concert. So, and that I imagine will just be amazing because we have a lot of talented kids. So.
That's it?
That's it.
Thank you. Any questions from the board?
I just said, December 3rd for the Chromebook, where is that, at Mackenzie or is that high school?
Right now I have it at McKenzie here,
Okay, and what time?
6 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
Because I want to train the parents before I give them out to the children.
Right. Mrs. Mohan.
Thank you. The National Honor Society hosted the blood drive on October 30th. We had a goal of 17 pints. Each person donates approximately 1. We collected 27 pints of blood, so we did our goal. That was pretty good. This many pints are estimated to save over 75 lives. Our next drive is Friday, February 7th from 2:15 to 6:15. Those wishing to donate can go to redcross.org and help us reach our overall goal of 35 pints. If we reach this amount, one of our seniors qualify for a $250 scholarship, which is pretty good. Varsity club, with fall sports coming to an end, winter sports are rising, and we have apparel rolling out. Anyone is welcome to buy apparel. You can go to a varsity athlete, you can get forms, they'll be in the main office. Most people think that it's just the athletes that can get the apparel, but really anyone can. We would love your support. We would love for you to buy them. All of the extra money we make from apparel goes to the varsity banquet for the athletes at the end of the year, so that's a very good thing. We have Thanksgiving coming up, and the Labudas are hosting their 6th annual community dinner. It's going to be down the road at the Lumberland Town Hall. Anyone is welcome to go to that. A lot of people in the high school are helping volunteer with that. Senior trip. The seniors, I'm a senior. In the first 3 months of school, we raised over $6,000. That's a big deal. And I would like to thank Ms. Padua and Ms. Messina for that because they did a lot of organizing. They helped us a lot. So we have the option, we could choose between going to the Adirondacks or Boston, and that's gonna be a good deal. And ceramics, I wanted to mention how awesome our ceramics class is doing. Miss McDonald is the teacher. After they do big projects, they get displayed throughout the school in cases, and they look really nice. So if you're ever walking the high school halls, check them out. They're really good, and the students deserve some recognition. They rarely get any, so that's a good thing. And lastly, the pet drive. Mu Alpha Theta is hosting a pet drive for the Middletown Humane Society. Students are asked to bring in dog food, collars, leashes, and toys, anything that they really can. And with that, I'm concluded. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good. District Treasurer's Report.
Okay, my report for you guys is short today. We have an audit that was recently completed, which I gave you guys all a copy of. There'll be a copy of it on the website for everybody. The final number for the fund balance was $315,088 for the general fund, but $381,000 for the unappropriated, because I used some reserves for benefit leaves. So that gets us a little bit more than half $700,000 in the unappropriated balance. So we had a good year. And the cafeteria fund, we didn't quite get to break even, but it went from a $55,000 loss to a $1,966 loss, so it's pretty close to break even. And with the volume we're doing this year with that CDP program, we got a good shot of turning that around as well. I wanted to discuss the numbers for the driver incentives, the savings that resulted from it. I estimate this year that we should save around $47,660. The two contracts that we were able to replace cost about $153,000. But it will cost about $105,000 for us to do it ourselves. That includes the incentives. So next year, the savings will be closer to $60,000. And as I say every meeting, everybody's got tax bills were pretty much collected. Taxes went down. We anticipate that they will go back up to 18, 19 levels. And that's all I have for you tonight.
What was the fund balance a couple of years ago?
Last year was negative $65,000.
It wasn't even zero. It was below zero. Because we had to borrow money. Now, how much do we have in there now?
In the unappropriated fund balance, we have $317,000. We added 381 to the negative 65, not quite 317, 316 change, but I'm rounding up.
Good work.
So we're in better shape. This year, I'm anticipating a little bit lower, but we're still putting money into the fund balances. And we're right on track to the initial projections.
You want to talk about what the fund balance is used for toward the end of the year especially?
For the unappropriated fund balance, there's two different things. You've got your fund balance. Our overall fund balance is 1.7 million. It was 1.4 million. That money is used to get me through the summer because I don't get tax money and I don't get state aid except for one small BOCES payment. And I still got to pay bills. We got to do construction. So the year where the real estate tax mishap happened, we were low on funds. September 14th, the real estate tax bills hadn't gone out yet. I had $300,000 in the bank. That sounds like a lot for a person, but the school's payroll is around $200,000 every 2 weeks. So I had one payroll check left in the bank. So that was no good. So we need to have that money in there. And then the unappropriated fund balance is the money you use when unexpected occurrences happen. So in the middle of the school year, if you get a lot of high-cost students that come in that you didn't have money in the budget for, you use your unappropriated fund balance for that. If you don't have one, I guess you borrow. Or, construction, if the roof goes, something like that. So you have the two fund balances, each of them have their purpose. And then you've got your reserves, which are a part of that fund balance. You can borrow from reserves to flow you over the summer. The rule is that you have to pay it back before the end of the year. So if I use money for the reserves in the summer, it needs to be replaced before the end of the year.
Good work.
So we should continue to see improvement.
We're definitely going in the right direction. That's the main thing we're trying to do here. So if you have no money, you can't do nothing. That's the bottom line. So, but we're definitely moving in the right direction. Any questions for Caleb? All right, moving on. Superintendent.
First item tonight is a thank you to JJ Gas, who successfully got the speed limit in front of the high school changed to 25 miles an hour. It's almost unheard of that you can get a speed limit changed, but he persevered, and the next step is to try and get the flashing speed signal, but to get the speed limit changed from 35 to 25 took almost a year and a half. And thank you to JJ for that. He couldn't be here tonight. CSEA contract ratification will take place tonight. Contract took a while to negotiate. It was almost unanimously approved by the membership, and it's a 2% raise. and some other changes in health insurance. Basically, they're going to contribute more, and it's changing from 100% retirement to 50 for new employees. It just reflects a more accurate perception of what contracts should be. Superintendent's conference day in November 1st was canceled due to no power, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But we're setting a new date for March 13th, and in March 13th, there will be suicide and math. They seem to go together. And on February 3rd, we'll do bullying. And we're going to have people from NICET come and do a 6-hour training. It's a training that is required for new staff, but this will be for everyone, and it's long overdue. And like I said, it'll be 6 hours of training. APPR, we're looking at changing the criteria for the APPR. That's something that has to be negotiated. There are some different thoughts about what the criteria should be, but it needs to be something objective that everyone has a part in. My goal for geometry is for all the students to take it. We're working out how that can happen and what the timetable is. Currently, about 62% of the current 10th grade is taking geometry. And I believe it should be 100%. I know it's not going to happen overnight, but that's my goal eventually. We have a quote for a generator for the high school. When the power goes out, the problem isn't lights and heat, the problem is no toilets. You have to be able to flush the toilets, or you have to let them go in about an hour. And inevitably, whenever I let them go, an hour after they're gone, the power comes on. We have a 3-phase system that would require a generator that costs about $400,000 for the whole building. We came up with the idea of just getting a generator for the water, for the well. And it'll be a 1-phase system for the well that'll run through the generator. And I had the idea, but somebody smarter than me figured out how to do it. So that should be in our next year's budget. That's $14,000 for a generator for the high school. It's a lot better than $400,000. In this building, the wiring for the security system would have cost a lot of money to replace because they have to run wires throughout the whole building. We got approval from the state to do it wirelessly, which is going to be significantly cheaper. As you notice, there's no shave November, which is why I look like a homeless person. But I was told, I thought it was based on hair growth, so I told them I was rubbing Rogaine on my face. But I hope they don't think I'm serious. The kids get to vote during lunch on who wins, and I picked the Make-A-Wish Foundation, so if I win, that's where all the money that's collected goes. I'm not sure what the other folks pick, but it should be based on hair growth. Homeschool students, I reminded people in the district that I'm responsible for students' education ultimately, and if they're homeschooled, I'm definitely the one responsible. So we have to make sure that I get quarterly reports, that every year they take a state assessment, so that we're assured that they're actually learning something. And if you homeschool your child, just know we're not pestering you. I have to follow state regulations. Thanks to Denise Farringer and Troy Green, we renumbered all the rooms in the high school. And now the numbering makes sense. And Denise did a lot of work on this. And there'll be numbers put on the windows that correspond to the room numbers. So in the event of a crisis, the law enforcement can be directed to the proper location by room number. There's a lot of talk lately about ransomware and for computer systems. I recommended and suggested to the Assemblywoman that a law be passed that prohibits public entities from paying a ransom. If we're prohibited from paying a ransom, there'll be no incentive to take over our computers. Because this is not something some kid's doing in their basement. This is a foreign government doing this to get money. So I don't know if she's going to bring my idea forward. People said you could still have your system undermined. They're doing this for money. If we are prohibited from paying a ransom, and I use the example of the Israelis, you don't take hostages, Israeli hostages, because they will not pay a ransom and they won't negotiate. So there's almost never any hostages taken. The last one was a long time ago. We bought a new flag for the secondary building. I looked out of my window about a week and a half ago and saw it all tattered, and called Caleb and told him to order a new flag. In the meantime, there's one up there that we had in the building. The one that will replace the temporary one is bigger.
Yeah.
Caleb bought a quality flag. The calendar for next year is a draft for the board to review. Next year, Labor Day is on the 7th. It's as late as it can be. So I'm suggesting that we start school on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, have the Friday the 4th off, and the 7th, Labor Day off, and come back on the 8th. The other alternative would be to start on the 8th and have 3 fewer snow days. Instead of having 9, we could have 6. That's a board decision. And finally, Wednesday, November 27th, Eldred schools are all closed due to the holiday. And that's my report.
Thank you. Any questions? Why would we lose 3 snow days?
Because we have 3 fewer days of school.
You gotta have 180 no matter what you do. So if you started later, yeah.
Later.
If you started later, we'd have to make up 180 days before June 22nd anyway. So if we do that by, instead of having 9 snow days, having 6.
We have time to,
What's the other schools?
not sure, because we're doing this pretty early.
Okay.
But I'll have to see what OC's calendar looks like.
Okay. So it's not something we have to approve right away?
Nope.
All right. Any questions, any other questions for Dr. McGowan? I don't really have a report. All I will say is that play was outstanding. You did some job. I'm not a play kind of guy. As you see, I don't go down to Manhattan to the Broadway or anything, but if I could have come back on Saturday to watch that play again, I would have. I really enjoyed that. What you can do with those little kids, and they can remember all that, it was amazing. It was. I mean, it was on the edge of my seat the whole time watching it. Really, that little guy there, he was funny. When he fell off the stage into the hole, that was great. I enjoyed it. I really did. I really enjoyed that. All right. Public comment on the consent agenda items, just on the agenda. Any public comment? This is waiting.
6.01, who is covered by that contract?
The CSEA contract?
Who is covered by that contract?
Go ahead.
There are 20 people that are covered by the contract. It is the secretaries, the cafeteria staff, the maintenance staff, cleaners, and the bus maintenance.
Technology.
Oh, and technology.
Nurses.
Nurses too.
Nurses too.
I'm sorry.
I missed one more. Nurses and technology.
6.04, what is the purpose of that position?
That's for the high school cafeteria monitor.
6.06, coaching positions. Given what happened with the football, have these contracts been restructured so that although it's unlikely that these would be canceled, if they were, are those positions going to continue to be paid?
I'll be
And
honest, I
if
don't
not,
know.
and if not, why not?
That's a question I would have to pose to they're working until November now because the county won't collect anymore.
Uh-huh.
So that's why she got the increase, and I didn't realize I didn't put it on the
Okay.
budget, so she stopped getting checks, but she continued working.
So the collector was getting 9,500 and the assistant got 1,500?
She got 1,200. She was capped. She gets an hourly amount, and I spoke to the tax collector.
Okay,
Said that the limit is 1,500 once she's hit 100 hours.
thank you.
Any other questions? I need a motion to approve consent items 4.01 through 7.08. Second.
Second.
New business. Anybody have any new business? That's all right. That's right. All in favor? Aye. Any new business come before the board? Any old business? Second, public comment. Go ahead, Mr. Wade.
I'm delighted that JJ was able to get the speed limit reduced to 25, because I know for as long as our superintendent's been here, it's been a really bothersome issue for him, vehicle speeding by. But how is that going to be enforced so that people will be going 25 and not 35 or more?
I'm going to be in contact with the sheriff's department and the state police. This summer, the state police were there pretty frequently, but I couldn't have them there during the school year. I have nightmares about kids going out of that driveway. There's a limited sight on your right, and the trucks come barreling down that road. And the only thing that's really going to stop them is to get tickets.
Absolutely.
That's why the sheriff's car is parked out in front, but after a while, people will figure out there's nobody in it.
All right, and one more comment to the student body president. I was one of your recipients at the blood drive, not recipients, givers. And it was a very efficient operation. I was in and out in about 35 minutes. It was wonderful. Keep up the good work.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Any other public comment? Mr. Wade.
How much interaction is there between the students and the SROs?
The students.
SROs.
Well, the SRO, I know at the high school, spends a lot of time in the lunch periods, talking to the students. I see him sitting at the table, talking to some students. There's a good deal of interaction, and I believe the same is true at the elementary.
Not only are they in the lunchroom, ours does our DARE program, has been in classrooms doing presentations. He's a greeter also at times, so when people come into the building.
What's your perception as a student?
I'm sorry, but SRO, you're preferring to like Mr. Peter Rogers.
The police and the
Yeah,
sheriff.
Deputy Rogers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. He's really nice. I'm sorry. I thought that's what it meant, but I like wasn't completely sure. Yeah, Deputy Rogers is he's a nice guy. He walks around, he does his thing. I mean, definitely makes everyone feel safer because personally, I think that we should have him. I like that he's there, better environment. And I mean, it wouldn't matter if he didn't talk to us, but like he does, so that's a
And
great
he's
thing.
there when you leave the building to say goodnight.
Yeah, he
Every
always
day.
does. And good morning, every morning.
He's out there in the morning greeting buses.
I usually get yelled at for not wearing a coat.
All right.
But
He yelled at my son, I was very thankful for that. But the one in the elementary school here, I think that's okay if I comment. He gives high fives to the kids, and I know quite a few of the kids were afraid at first, and now they look forward to high fiving him.
And I wanted an SRO here from the day I started. So it's a good addition to our program.
Sounds like it.
Another question, I'm thrilled to hear about the initiatives with the geometry classes, because I think geometry is a very important subject. What other academic improvements are you anticipating now that the financial crisis seems to have been abated?
Well, not totally abated yet.
Not completely, but we're certainly, we've been bailed out by the compressor station, so,
But we still have to pass that vote.
yeah.
We're not bailed out yet. That vote goes down in May. That money means nothing. And that needs to be understood by everybody. So don't say that we're bailed out yet, because we're not. Once that vote goes through in May, we will be. We're not bailed out yet.
To my question about the academic improvement.
This year, we're working on mathematics, and we've been working on literacy. Scott has had people from BOCES come in and train. We have a consultant that works with us for mathematics, Sue Wheeler. And Scott recently visited another school district to look at their program for scheduling so that we can pull kids during non-academic times more efficiently. But mathematics and literacy are our main focus.
And how are you going to measure those, the progress in
Well, the state test will help us measure it, and region scores. Those are objective measures.
And the Chromebooks, what provision has been made if the Chromebooks are lost or damaged?
We have loaners. We do have enough that even if a child forgets their Chromebook when they come to school, they can be issued a loaner and we're just doing 9 through 12. We're not doing 7 through 12. So we do have enough in case they're lost, in case there's, broken. And then with our newer Chromebooks, they do have a white glove policy, protection plan. So if they are damaged, we can send them off, get them fixed at no cost.
Okay, so there's no personal responsibility? to
Not at this
the
time.
students?
No. Because we want to make sure it's equitable for all.
Okay. Thank you. And I appreciate the new flag there too. I noticed it immediately on Wednesday.
Well, that's the temporary one. The permanent one is
No,
coming.
the temporary one looks so much better than the.
When I looked out I never really noticed it until the day, I think it was a rainy, stormy day. And I called Kevin and said, we gotta get a new flag.
Well, it was immediately apparent. So thank you.
Anybody else? I'll need a motion to go into executive session to talk about personnel.
I make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Have a good night. No, there'll be nothing voted on or afterwards, or after the executive session. Okay.